Hey guys, what is up? Mark Anthony back, and tonight some very exciting news. What a day for crypto as Elon Musk completed his multi-billion-dollar Twitter takeover. We came out with that news when the official offer was dropped, and this is a follow-up video and how this will impact crypto. Us as investors, we're going to take a look at Twitter's chart. We're going to take a look at Dogecoin's chart and my thoughts moving forward. But first, if you have not done so, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, leave your comments down below. It means a lot, and let's get down to it. So, as previously mentioned, a $44 billion deal. Elon Musk is now the owner of Twitter, okay? He was the highest publicly traded shareholder. Differences at the board table kind of led to him just saying, let me just buy the whole darn thing. So here we go. Now Elon Musk is buying Twitter. And for those of you that are familiar with why he was so heavily involved with Twitter and possibly acquiring this company, is the sole fact that he is big into anti-censorship. So there's a lot of pundits out there, you know, the left is aggravated, the right's aggravated. So we're just interested to see how this is all going to politically pan out from a United States standpoint, but also globally. Okay. So there's going to be, you know, a trickle-down effect down the road, possibly with, you know, a lot of deregulation when it comes to Twitter. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that shakes out. You know, the normal everyday retail investor, such as myself and, you know, probably the majority of you guys, we kind of just use Twitter as our platform to know what the heck's going on. So the dark side of Twitter, the underworld, if you want to put it that way, we don't really see that on a day-to-day basis. But there are a lot of ugly things that can go down that, you know, taking away censorship could impact that. But, you know, and then the other thing is, you know, people like someone like a Donald Trump, will he be back and being allowed on Twitter? Well, obviously, I think that's a pretty strong yes, and I don't really think there's nothing that anybody can do about that, regardless of your political backing. But that's just my thoughts on that. So as I put earlier, so obviously, if you're an owner of Twitter shares, congratulations for you, because you are going to get an uptick in your share price because of the acquisition. Okay, so there's going to be a premium to that share price. So that's pretty much how that's working. And the big thing is putting pen to paper. All right. So there's a lot of people that really fully aren't. I guess, you know, they're not jumping off the boat with 2 feet because, you know, mergers and acquisitions, they can go south real quick, especially when it comes to this large of a sum of money. So looking at Twitter's chart, you know, we talk about crypto, but also crypto is directly involved with, you know, the stock exchanges, and it's important to familiarize the scale. So sometimes when crypto is trading in parallel with like the way the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ's trading, it is important to keep an eye, as we fully aren't decentralized. You know, all money is tied up in conventional stock exchanges for the majority of people, just because there's not fully 100% widespread adoption of crypto. So as we look at Twitter's chart, you can kind of see how I think the hesitance of people. Obviously, if we look back we'll look at the 1 month, because this is probably where the rumor. This is probably the net of a rumor where the news of Elon or the news of anyone, because there was other parties involved and interested in taking over Twitter. So you can see that there was a pretty about 7. So that's probably, you know, a little less than 20% gain over the past month. Here you go, 32%. Okay, so that's in the past month. So Twitter's had a really good month. Probably when it comes to this kind of stuff, insider information does get out there. So I could pretty much bet that the price that we see today was baked into this stock. Okay, so the reason 2.77, only 6% jump. all the institutional money, all the big shots, they're already buying in the news. They already knew about this, and I pretty much can bet that this was already baked in. So then we'll look into Dogecoin, where there's a lot more retail investors and a lot of different kinds of volume. Okay, the volume comes from different sources. There's a lot less hedge funds that have Dogecoin in it versus hedge funds that have Twitter in it. So you can definitely grasp it by looking at it that way. But Dogecoin had a heck of a day at 22% at the time of this video, and you can see they're at the 15-cent level. So, Dogecoin has done well over the past month. They did have a drop. However, like I said, they do not react as similar as correlating with the New York Stock Exchange or Twitter for that matter. And that's why we see more of a sudden spike in just a one-day chart, right? So trading sideways pretty much at the news of the potentiality of when the proposal was made by Elon, and you actually saw the price go down. So it's interesting to note if that was in correlation with the Twitter rumor mill and inversely moving in the opposite direction of Twitter's stock. And so that's going to be interesting to watch moving forward. So there's going to be a lot of bulls out there with Dogecoin, just simply due to the Elon takeover. And Elon's, he sends out a tweet and he puts a rocket ship on there, or he puts a moon emoji, and the whole Twitter world goes nuts. And so it probably would, in my opinion, he's definitely in the top 25 of the most influential people in crypto. But his one tweet or one message he can send definitely carries more weight than most. So it's going to be a pretty long road, I think, with the transition from how Twitter's established right now to what Twitter will eventually morph into. So that's going to be an interesting thing to watch develop, and definitely the decensorship, I think, is going to have the biggest impact in our day-to-day lives. That's kind of the whole goal of this. So I hope everything stays positive. I hope everything stays good. There's a lot of kids on Twitter. There's a lot of different political, religious affiliations, and just cultural beliefs. So, if you make, obviously, Twitter will now be highly crypto-centric when it comes to the monetization structure. I'm sure they're going to find a way to integrate digital payments from using crypto into Twitter. It's gonna help with adoption, I think, widespread in the mainstream light, where we're gonna get off that 4% bubble. Like, we're gonna pop that bubble, and there's gonna be more mainstream adoption of crypto. There's gonna be more education, and I think Twitter is kind of the platform that generations to come may look to achieve that. Achieve that education and bridge the gap from where we are today to where we will be. So that's going to be probably my biggest takeaway of this whole acquisition, if it does go down. And I just want to really see how everything on Twitter becomes more crypto friendly and less censorship. So that's my two biggest. That's all I have about Elon and the takeover of Twitter. So if you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below. It does mean a lot, and we'll see you on the next one.